Everyone does one of these, right? You know what this is going to be. Hey everybody, my name's Hagen, and welcome back to Lettuce Comics. By the time you're watching this, I hope that your bellies are full, your pants are tight, and there's nothing left underneath your Christmas tree. I wanted to take just a little bit of time here at the end of the year to talk about this channel and some of the stuff that it's let me do, some of the stuff that it's given me the courage to buy, and some of the amazing people that I've been able to meet. When I first started this channel, I had some goals, and I went back and watched as much of that video as I could possibly stomach to try and remember some of them. And this is what I said. I wanted to grow enough to be able to talk to people that I admired. I wanted to get better at video editing. I wanted to finish my Captain America Volume 1 run. I wanted to get some more foundational books. I wanted to get a Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, and Joe Simon signature, and I wanted to get an Avengers 4. There was another goal that I had for the year. I didn't bring it up in that video, but I will bring it up here in just a little bit. But those were the main goals that I had for this channel and for myself as a collector. So I'm going to start from the back and work to the front. The last one that I said was to get an Avengers 4, and I got one. I got this copy of Avengers number 4 this year at Heroes Con, and I was helped mightily by the incomparable Jeff from Comic Spa. You can go back and watch the video where I got it. If you're a subscriber to this channel, chances are you came on after I posted that video. I got like a huge influx of people because of the success that I had at Heroes Con. I messaged Jeff beforehand and he walked me through the process. Then I sent that book off to be pressed and cleaned by him. And now I have it here in this Crafty Comics UV protective slab, so I can have it out always at the centerpiece of this little display that I've got going on. So that's one goal, absolutely checked off. The second one was a Stan Lee, Joe Simon, and Jack Kirby signature, and I failed. Realistically, I was only going to be able to get one big ticket item this year, and Avengers 4 is what I chose. I have a moderately sized comic book budget, but I had to save up for a couple months in order to get that. And I wasn't really willing to pause collecting everything else that I like to pick up just for the sake of getting a signature book, just for the sake of getting Stan Lee, Joe Simon, and Jack Kirby's signature. It is still something that I want, but it's going to take a little bit more time, and I'm perfectly fine with that. Now, the next goal was foundational books, keys that aren't related to Captain America. And I was actually able to get a couple of those. You can see up here on the wall that one of them is Daredevil number 37. I was also able to get the first meeting of Batman and Swamp Thing. And most recently, I picked up this. This is Avengers number 55, the first appearance of Ultron, my favorite Avengers villain. I got this for a really good price because of a sale that my local comic book store, Borderlands Comics, was putting on. I think I paid around $30 for this. It's not in great condition, like there's some water damage on it. It's just kind of an old book, but it's here, it's complete, and it's a key, and I'm really happy to be able to own it. So I'll call that goal a partial success. There was some branching out, but most of my time was dedicated to filling in my Captain America Volume 1 run, which was the main thing that I was focusing on this year. I wasn't able to complete it, but I made huge steps in being able to do that. This over here is the list that I use in order to track my progress with that. I'm a big list person, I'm a visual person, so I need that sort of reminder. And I am down to 64 missing issues. That's it. 64 out of all 367. It's something that I hope to be able to accomplish this coming year, but we'll have to see. So with that goal, technically a fail, but I'm happy with the progress that I made sort of moving in that direction. Working backwards, the next one that I said was get better at video editing. I don't know if I've gotten better. I've gotten faster. I'm able to make videos fairly quickly to the standard that I like. And what I mean by that is I passionately love things that are intentionally bad. Now, I make things that are sort of intentionally janky because I think it's funny, and because in order to make it good, I would have to devote a ton of time to raising my skill ceiling, and janky stuff makes me laugh. I think that it's dumb and fun, and that's just kind of my thing, and I'm happy living in that wheelhouse. I'm never gonna win any awards for, video editing style, but it makes me giggle. The second to last goal that I had was to get to be large enough to meet new people. Now, I didn't say this out loud at the time because I thought that it would be like presumptuous or something like that. But what I meant by that was I wanted to be successful enough on YouTube so that comic book channels that I really love and am huge fans of would take notice of me, and I would get to talk to them mainly in like a live stream setting. And what I did not know is that the size threshold for being noticed by people like that was a lot lower than I thought it would be. After my first video, I had, I think, 12 to 17 subscribers, something like that. And Ricky from All Sorts of Words sent me a message and invited me onto a live stream that he was doing that Friday. And I excitedly ran out of the room and told my wife I was hyperventilating, screaming, crying, throwing up. It was all over the place. But I did eventually go on that stream, and the link's in the description if you want to see it. You'll see me frantically trying to keep up with people and just trying not to, poo my pants. But I had a great time before, during, and after that stream. After that, it was really off to the races. I got invited to be on Brandon from Mon Comics' Big 5 Live, and fun fact, he was the first person to subscribe to this channel, so that's really cool as well. And I've gotten to form a relationship with him, and I get to watch him while he sleeps, and that's just a really, really nice opportunity for me to have. Shortly after that, I also got to go on the Kodak station, and we talked about Sam Wilson, and they invited me on a bunch of their other shows, and I just have a great time hanging out with those guys. And then even after that, I'm a regular now on Comic Collector Geeks Friday shows where I get to hang out with Alan and Steven and Matt and Nate, and it's a great time. Lyle has recently started joining us. It's been amazing, and I just get sent the links every Friday like as a default. And Alan is actually one of the comic book channels that I started watching first, like years ago. And to be able to like sit in that room with them and, playfully make fun of one another, it's just great. I can't tell you how meaningful something like that is to me, to get to sit and listen with these people that are so much more knowledgeable than me. It's an amazing opportunity. There's also Jacob from Bone Claws Comics, who I got to meet and do a hunting video with. We went to a flea market, a thrift store, and my local LCS, and we just had a great time together. I've live streamed with him and Nate before, and it's just a really cool, fun environment to be a part of. I've also gotten to stream with the one and only Steve Driscoll, Stevie D, a personal favorite of mine and many other YouTubers. I've also gotten to meet guys like Dope Comics and SideQuest Collectibles, who me and Nate from Hall Yeah Comics have recently started doing streams with too. And they're fantastic guys, and I never would have met them if I didn't start doing this channel. And speaking of people that I never would have met if I hadn't started doing this channel, there is Nate from Hall Yeah Comics. A few months into doing this, around May, I got invited by Ricky to do a stream with him and Nate. Just hang out, jaw jack, shoot the shit, whatever you want to call it. And at the time, I didn't know Nate. He and I were both freshly minted YouTubers, hadn't really done a ton of anything. And before that stream, I started watching his videos, and I started thinking that he and I might get along. After that stream, we just started talking, and he's become a genuine close friend of mine. Not to let the cat out of the bag or anything, but we're doing something pretty big in May and also June. And that's not even mentioning the people that I've met who have just commented on my videos. Richard Westfall is the first person that comes to mind. He's been like a dedicated supporter since day one. In Ricky's last video, he talked about how comic book YouTubers are fans of Richard Westfall, and that's absolutely the case. Me and Nate talk about Richard all the time, and I know that other YouTubers do the same thing. There are also people like JX and Christina Payne and JSS Brooklyn and Christopher Parker. All of these people who I never would have met if I didn't just do whatever this stupid thing is that I'm doing. And so get big enough to talk to people. Absolute crushing success. That's all I wanted. I'm still not monetized. I'm over 500 subscribers, which is actually categorically insane to me. But a number wasn't ever my goal. It was just being able to reach out and connect with people and, you know, find people that are the same amount of enthusiastic about what we do as I am. And so all of that is basically a big lead up to say this. I was inspired to start a YouTube channel because of one thing that Ricky from All Sorts of Words said in a video a long way back.
If you're on the fence at all about thinking of starting your own YouTube channel, come on in. The water's fine.
I don't think if I had heard that sentence, I would have started this. So if you are somebody out there that's thinking that you might want to do this, do it. I promise you it will be one of the most fulfilling things you could possibly do with your free time. The things you'll get to see, the events that you'll get to be a part of, and the people that you'll meet are worth the price of admission. Absolutely. I have yet to meet a truly cruel member of the comic book community. I know that they're out there, but none of them have spoken to me directly. Every single person that I've had conversations with has been nothing but supportive and fantastic. I've gotten one negative comment on a YouTube video, and I just sort of spammed him with cat facts. That, you know, that's fine. But the people that you'll meet are absolutely worth the price of admission. So that's all of the comic book and YouTube related goals that I set out for myself publicly. If that's all you were interested in listening to, I will see you in the next one, and thank you so much for being here. If you want to hear a personal goal, I have to take my shirt off. There is one person that I owe a lot more than just friendship and camaraderie and laughs and conversation. And that person is Ricky from All Sorts of Words. A while ago, Ricky talked about how he was starting to do the keto diet. And that's something that I did when I was in college, after my freshman year. And I lost a crap ton of weight. And because college is the way that it is, I just wasn't able to keep it off. The stresses of being a full-time student really got to me. And I ballooned back up to my starting weight and way past it. But in March of this year, because of Ricky talking about his experience, I started to do keto again. And I'll stand over here for this one because that is what I looked like in my first video. And this is what I look like now. I've lost 100 pounds. Well, technically 97.6 as of this morning. But for the sake of round numbers, we'll call it 100, also because it makes me feel better. That wouldn't have happened without meeting Ricky or having the friendship and stability and support that I've gotten from doing this. And there's not anything that I can say to say thank you for that. Not only to Ricky for sort of planting the seed, but also to all of you guys who have been here with me and been a positive mental influence on me. This year's been tough. There have been things that have happened this year, both like with the hurricane that passed through my town and also like personal things, stuff that human beings deal with. And if I didn't have this community or the friends that invite me to talk on their live streams about the ferret, I don't really know where I would be. So I end every video with saying, like, comment, subscribe if you want to. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. And I've worried for a long time that that's coming across as trite. And I don't mean it that way. Genuinely, every single time you spend a moment watching something that I've made, or watching something that I've been a part of, or lending me your thoughts about either of those things, then that's your time that you're donating to me. That's something that you're never going to get back. I'm sorry if this is the first time you're realizing that, but it's true. And it's not something that I take lightly. And I feel like I'm getting a lot more out of this than I'm giving to it. I'm really grateful that you guys are okay with that. So, if you want to keep being okay with that, like, comment, subscribe if you want to see what I get up to in the new year, see what new places I get to go to, see what new experiences I get to have. I'll be sharing all of it with you guys in one way or another. And genuinely, honestly, thank you so much for supporting me while I do this. It means the world. I'll see you in the next one.